Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ramaya Ramachandraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sitaya Pataye Namaha. So Sugriv, we are at a point where Hanumanji has gone down to check out Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji, and this is because Sugriv is afraid, and he is afraid that Bali has sent, his elder brother has sent some spies or some fellows to check out where he is, what he is doing, or to do a sabotage and all that thing. And then tam drashtva sumahatrastau valipakshava prasthapayad bhut dhanumantam bhikshurupena vanaram. When Sugriva saw them, they thought they were Bali's sympathizers or were sent by him to kill him, because Bali could not settle squares with his younger brother. We already sent, and then he had sent Hanumanji in the form of a he did not send him as a monk. Hanumanji decided that it's better to change the form and then approach Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji, and to meet Sri Ram and Lakshman and find out what is the purpose of their visit in this deep forest near the Rishyamukh forest, Parvat. And the story here is that Bali and Sugriv used to love each other very much. Bali was the elder brother, Sugriv was the younger brother, and one day one Mayasur or Mayavi or Asura, he came and challenged. Bali had one power, and what was that? Anyone who came in front of me, in front of him, half of his power will become his. And Mayavi came and challenged, and they fought and fought and fought, and while fighting, after days and weeks and months, they entered into a cave, and there also they were fighting, and Sugriv was standing outside waiting for her to see what the result was. And one day, after many months, suddenly he saw blood coming out of the cave, and thinking that Bali has been killed by Mayavi Rakshas or Asura, he immediately put a big huge boulder to close the cave and came back to the kingdom. And when he came back to the kingdom, all the people say, what happened? This has happened. They also go and checked, but Bali did not come out. And they all insisted that Sugriv should become the king. And Sugriv was tried his best not to convince them that he doesn't want to become the king. But all the Jamban, Hanuman, etc., they all said, no, the throne cannot remain empty, you have to be. And when eventually, after some time, after recovering his strength, Bali came out of the cave. He moved the boulder, came home, and when he saw Sugriv sitting on the throne, he did not want to hear any why this has happened, why he is sitting. No question. Immediately started beating and Sugriv up, and then eventually threw him out of the kingdom. Now, Sugriv is afraid of his life because Bali can kill him. So what is the place? He finds Rishyamukh Parvat, because all his ministers are there. All I told you, Jambavan, Nala, Neela, Hanumanji and many others. They all gave him suggestion that we should go and live on the Rishimukh Parvat, because that is one place where Bali will not come. Because once he had killed one buffalo, a Rakshas, Asura, and उसको घुमा घुमा के उसको जोर से फेंक दिया दूर. And when it fell in an ashram, and it destroyed the Havan and all that. So the rishis in that ashram, about 100 or 1000 yojan dur, they curse from there. Whoever has thrown this, they will, that person's, I think his head will blast into pieces or something like that. And but this Rishyamukh Parvat, where they are staying, that will not get affected by that, is a safe place. So, not safe place for anyone else, but not for Bali. And this way, Bali cannot come there. Sugriva is there with his team, those who are helping him. And now we are at that point where are we? अरे कहाँ चला गया? नहीं मेरी पेज ही गायब हो गया. एक मिनट. 143. No, I know it is 143. My page has vanished. Now. And then Atmanam darshayamasa Hanuman nama Lakshmanau ko bhavaniti choktetha chaturbahum kiritinam shankha chakra gadapani vanamala vibhushitam Srivatsa vakshasam devam Pitavasa samachyutam. Now next 4 chapters, this chapter and next 3 are about Ramchandraji and Hanumanji. Remember that. Hanumanji then, and therefore we told you that Sugrivaji had taken shelter at Rishyamukh Parvat. Now Hanumanji is in front of Ramchandraji, and he eventually showed his true form to them. Then he asked them who they were. After that, Hanumanji saw the form of Sri Ram. And what is the vision that Hanumanji is having? Just like before, who was before we were talking about? Parshuram. Parshuram also, Ramchandraji did not do anything. But Parshuramji saw the Virat Roop. Here also Hanumanji, because he is a devotee, because he is single-pointed, because he is pure, and apart from all that, if you say, oh, but Hanumanji is Mahadev avatar, you are also avatar of some that pure consciousness. Without pure consciousness, you cannot be here. You feel low about yourself only because when you think about yourself as the body, then you are low. If you think about yourself that you are the consciousness, then there is no two consciousnesses, there is only one consciousness. And that's what the rishis have realized, that's what Hanumanji has realized, that's what every devotee or seeker has eventually realizes or has realized. So there's no because he is so great. No, he is great, no doubt he is great. Because he has been able to do all the sadhana. He remembered that he is the avatar of, that he is got great potential. You also can think that way. Why don't we think that way? Why we have to think, but hum to bichare, पर हम तो क्या कहेंगे, दुनिया के मारे, किस्मत के मारे, दुनिया के मारे. Hanumanji doesn't think that way. Ramchandraji doesn't think that way. See? And therefore, after that, Hanuman, the moment he saw Ramchandraji, when Hanumanji showed him the true form to Ramchandraji, he was able to see the true form of Ramchandraji also. And which was that? Having Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, was having, and he's wearing the crown and adorned by a garland of flowers, and Srivatsa on his chest. Srivatsa is the sign, is a curl of white hair on his chest, on his heart, and that is the sign, 3.5 curls. It represents Kundalini and also Lakshmi, both. So Lakshmi is the Shakti. Kundalini is also Shakti. She alone is. And he is wearing the garment, the dhoti, pitambar dhoti, and he is also known as Achyuta. Achyuta means that which never falls down from its status. We fall down, we become lower. Sometimes human beings become animals, isn't it? Sometimes Indra Bhagwan also becomes, falls down, is Chuta. But Narayana or Vishnu or Ramchandraji or any of the avatars, Ramchandraji onward, we shouldn't say Parshuramji also, no, because he is avatar. It's a Leela going on. So it is wrong on us to say that Parshuramji fell down from his status. He didn't. It's all game going on. It's called, therefore he is called Achyuta, one who is imperishable. So what is discrimination? Discrimination is between perishable and imperishable. Discrimination is between constant and changing, between finite and infinite. So that which remains infinite, constant, ever blissful, all-knowing, ever existing, that is Achyuta. And that you are. Not only Ramchandraji, that you are also. Why? Because he is only expressing through you. And the word, here a note is given, the word Atma indicates the true identity of a person as opposed to his physical bodily appearance. So when Hanumanji revealed his true identity to Sri Ram, it was that of Rudra or Lord Shiva, whose incarnation Hanumanji was. At this cue, Sri Ram decided to reveal him his own true identity, and that was of Lord Vishnu with 4 arms. यहाँ पे ऐसे लिख रहे हैं, but it is not, in the verses it is not given that. This is the commentator's take on the story, that Ramchandraji revealed, Hanumanji revealed. वो हो जाता है वो. Because when Hanumanji saw such a Saumya, 2 young boys standing in front of him, he had taken the what do you call, क्या बोलते हैं यार, साधु बन के आए थे ना, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, disguise of a sadhu, just to check. But when he saw these so bright, brilliant young boys, he didn't feel like hiding his true form. So he came back, came into true form. When he came, he could see also the true form. As sadhu, he was not able to see the true form of Ramchandraji. So that is the. So it is not that someone is now, because he is there, I will reveal my true form. ऐसे Ramchandraji नहीं कर रहे. And this was the best way both of them that came to know each other. Shivatsa is the mark of sage Bhrigu's footprint. ये भी गलत बता रहा है. क्या हुआ? मक्खी. आत्मानं दर्शयामास रामचंद्रो हनुमान. नहीं. हाँ. Vishnu's chest. So I have already told you the Srivatsa. One thing is, अपना Parshuramji's great grandfather Bhrigu, he kicked Bhagwan Vishnu's chest. So there's one mark. And also that Srivatsa mark is the sign of the Kundalini or the Mahalakshmi. And Pitambar we already know. Lakshmim Saraswatibhyam sa Sanshrito Bhaya Parshvakam Brahmaputrai Sanandadhyaihi Stuyamanam Samantataha Devarshi Pitrugandharvaihi Siddha Vidyadharo Ragaihi Sevyamanam Mahatmanam Pundarika Vilochanam. Hanumanji saw that Sri Ram in his divine true form as Vishnu was being attended by goddess Lakshmi and Saraswati, who were present on either sides. Lakshmi on the left side and Saraswati on the right. His glories and praises were being sung by Brahmaji's son Sanand and others who stood surrounding him reverentially. the gods, the celestial sage Narada and other sages called Deva Rishis, Pitras, Gandharvas, Siddhas, Vidyadharas, all of them, Kinnaras, Urags, as well as great sages and seers and other souls were all accompanying them, Sanandan and other sons of Brahma. Sananda is the Sanak Sanandan, the four of them. They are the elder brother, they are the four ever young. They are the first, and then they are the four young elder brothers of Narad Muni. And then Narad Muni is the elder brother of Manu and Daksha. Sahasra Surya Sankasham Shatachandra Shubhananam Fana Sahasram Matulam Dharayantam Cha Lakshmanam Anantam Rama Shirasi Atapatram Fana Ganaihi Dadhanam Sarvalokesham Nagasanghaischa Sanstutam. Hanuman saw the divine form of Lakshman as a 1,000-hooded Sheshnag who was splendorous and dazzling in 1,000 suns shining simultaneously. Those who came to Kailash, we have all seen Kailash in the form of Sheshnag, isn't it? So if when you come to see it from the north face, it looks like Sheshnag, entire Kailash mountain. And who is 100 suns, who is unique, unparalleled, and one of his kind, who is eternal and infinite, standing there with all his 1,000 hoods spread like an umbrella over the head of Sri Ram. Lakshman was worshipping. So apart from all the gods and others, they were praying to and singing and dancing for Lord. Here all other serpents, who are they? The Vasuki and the Sheshnag is the ultimate. See, all the one of the wives of Kashyap Muni was Kadru, and Kadru, she was very spiteful. She wanted Vinita. Vinita was her younger sister, and she should take care of her. But instead, Vinita was very beautiful. She was always calm, cool. She was always interested in scriptures. She was always interested in taking the name of the Lord. If any saints and sages came, she will take care of them also. But Kadru, she was always, hey, what are these? They always come for free food, something in that way. Not respectful towards them. And because of that, Vinita gets a Ashirwad. And when Vinita was serving Durvasa Rishi with all the various, he came with thousands of disciples, she tried to create obstacle in Vinita's service towards Durvasa. Yet, all the gods helped her because of her dedication, and Durvasa blessed her that you will get a son who will be a great devotee of the Lord Vishnu. And Kadru, she tries to do all this, and she does, when you do something wrong and you end up getting a curse. And she, अब पूरी मेरे को स्टोरी याद नहीं है कि, but she gets a curse that you will give birth to 1,000 or infinite number of snakes. Now, Vinita, she gives birth, she lays 3 eggs. She lays 3 eggs. Out of, and for thousands of years, they were not hatching. For thousands of years, they were not hatching. And she is younger to Kadru, Vinita. And Kadru is having a grudge that why my younger sister has given birth to, has laid eggs, but I am still not, able to lay eggs. So, out of spite, she destroys 2 of them. She destroys 2 of them. अब उसमें से जो 2 डिस्ट्रॉय हुए, अब मेरे ख्याल से एक चंद्र था और कुछ मेरे को अभी याद नहीं है पूरी तरह से who were the two, and the third one is Garud Maharaj.
We saw the statue there.
हाँ, the third is the Garud, but he is not born yet. In the meantime, even for thousands of years, Vinita's eggs are not hatched. In the meantime, Kadru lays eggs and thousands. And every day she goes, oh my darling. First she gives birth to 2 or 3 or 4, kuch thode se. And then after some time she gives birth to many more. But the first few who were born, she started giving them love. Every day she will go to the egg, oh my darling son, oh my this, oh my that. And after some time, when less number of years compared to Vinita, but still quite a few hundreds and thousands of years went by and her eggs also did not hatch, she started disregarding them. She stopped being a mother to all the unhatched eggs. In the meantime, Vinita goes and starts taking care of the unhatched eggs. Many small ones have hatched. Many snakes have been born. But these 2-3 main ones, क्या उल्टा मैं बोल रहा हूँ, हाँ उल्टा है. पहले कैसे बड़े वाले, सबसे पहले तो शेषनागी पैदा होंगे ना. So नहीं होता. But Vinita, along with her one egg, she used to go and take care of the Sheshnag, take care of the Vasuki, take care of many others and the great ones. उनको प्यार देती थी. कद्रू, she will not even look at them. Right? अभी तक नहीं हैच हुआ. तो पर ये देती थी. And over a period, all her eggs were hatched and all these snake brothers were born and they all used to hatch plans to please their mother. She had made sure that all her sons are completely listening to her only. They are under her control. And she will use them as an army to make havoc here and there. Get me this, get me that, do this, do that. And their one job was always, her job was to trouble Vinita. And one day, that egg of Vinita, it starts shining. And in that, you know who was born before Garud? Because her eggs were not hatching, Vinita goes, instigated by her elder sister, maybe you should open it and see whether there is anyone inside. Or you have given birth to just empty eggs. See, all my children have come up here, even 2 eggs are not hatching. And only 2 eggs, not 3, 2. So she goes and in that urgent, because she has instigated her and she feels very that I must also become a mother because she's seeing Kadru has become mother and she has put fear into her mind and she goes and she breaks the one egg and out of that one child comes out and immediately he is crying and crying and crying because he could not be formed completely. He has the upper body but no lower body.
Premature. Premature baby.
Premature baby. But very intelligent, very shining. And eventually he becomes the charioteer of Lord Sun. I can't remember the name. So he becomes the charioteer of Lord Sun. And then she is going to break the Garuds also. But then पता नहीं क्या क्या स्टोरी में होता है. Eventually she waits and eventually Garudji comes out. And so that is the story. And here, and then what happens afterwards, why I was telling you this story was that out of that, she was using all her children to do wrong things. And eventually, when these children were not able to defeat Garud, the children were not able to, any time she will send them to do something, Garud will come and stop them from doing it, any adharmic action. And many times they went and troubled some great people. Garudji will go and save them from those difficulties and bring them back. And Kadru started losing hope that my snakes kids are good for nothing. And she stopped loving them. When she stopped loving them, even then Vinita kept loving them. And out of them, because Sheshnag and Vasuki, they both were caressed, loved by Vinita when they were in the shell. They have an affinity towards Vinita. They will not do what mummy says, Kadru says. So they will try to find a way not to trouble Vinita. You see, एक उसमें वो भी आ जाता है अपना वो कौन था जिसने अर्जुन ने जिसको जंगल में जिसने परीक्षित को काटा था तक्षक is also one of them. And Takshak, Sheshnag and Vasuki are fairly good. Takshak is the bad one. He is the leader of all the others. These fellows say we don't want, and then they say, Vinita, Mom, our mother is not giving any regards to us. She gives only adharma she is supporting, and we don't want to go that way. Then what do we do? Is it right if we leave our mother and go for tapasya? She says, if you are going for tapasya, my blessings, one must do tapasya. And Kadru becomes angry that how can you tell my children to do tapasya? Has your son done tapasya? But Sheshnag and Vasuki, both of them will go and do tapasya. Sheshnag becomes the what you call the bed for Shayan of Lord Narayana, and Vasuki becomes the ornament and the neck of Lord Shiva. इस तरीके से उनको वो स्टेटस मिला. तक्षक को नहीं मिला. तक्षक is suffering. So even though they were born that way from a adharmic mother, still you can perfect yourself. That is the lesson here. Others didn't. And in this way, Lakshman being worshipped, why? See, now Lakshmanji is worshipped. He eventually reaches Vaikuntha and he is waiting. Bhagwan eventually becomes pleased and he says, what do you want? He says, I am your devotee. I don't want anything else except to serve you. But that is the Leela. He was chosen to be the फाउंडेशन. क्या बोलेंगे, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, नॉट आधार, क्या बेड को क्या बोलते हैं यार, शैया फॉर नारायणा. And therefore when all the gods come, they praise him also. They praise first Narayana, then they praise him. And in this way, all other legendary serpents and reptiles as the Lord of all world. This way, the 10th chapter of the Kavya called Adbhut Ramayan, written by sage Valmiki, describing Hanuman's meeting with Sri Ram, is concluded. 11th chapter. तुम जाके आओ. Sri Ram describes profound metaphysical and spiritual concepts to Hanuman, highlighting the various aspects of Sankhya Shastra. Now, knowledge is being dissipated, given. What is that? In this chapter, Ramchandraji describes to Hanuman what is known as Sankhya Shastra. What is Sankhya Shastra? Sankhya Shastra comes that body is not important, the 5 elements are not important, 5 senses are not important, breath is not important, mind is not important, intellect is not important, meaning these Panchakoshas are not important. What is most important is the Atma. But Sankhya Shastra stops at one point. What is that? Which is the Yoga Sutra. What does it say? That there is one Atma per body. Sankhya Shastra says there is one Atma per body. Vedanta says there is only one Atma. And all other Atmas are imagined in it. Just like in dream, it's only you. All the beings in the dream, where is the life in them coming from? It is being you are only expressing through all the, your mind alone is expressing through all the beings in the dream, isn't it? Each one, they're not different atmas. They appear to be different, but that consciousness is only your consciousness being borrowed, expressing through them. Exactly the same way, that is Vedanta. This body of knowledge was first postulated by sage Kapil Muni. This knowledge was given to Devahuti by Kapil Muni. That was, Devahuti was his mother. And it is one of the 6 schools of Indian philosophy. It forms the basis of Vedanta. So Vedanta accepts Sankhya Shastra and then builds upon it and goes further till Ekameva Dvitiya Nanasti Kinchana. It forms the basis of Vedanta, which is the philosophy of the Upanishads. Both these philosophies, Sankhya and Vedanta, coexist, complementing and supplementing each other, just like the 2 wheels of a chariot. Basically, it deals with the Atma and its characteristics. And what is the characteristic of Atma and Anatma? Atma is consciousness, Anatma is inertness. Atma is of the nature of light, matter is not of the nature of light. Matter is gross, Atma is subtle. Matter has a form, Atma has got no form. Matter is finite, Atma is infinite. Atma has a beginning, matter has a beginning and end, Atma has no beginning and end. So these are all these things are given in the Sankhya Shastra. And therefore, this canto summarizes the Sankhya philosophy in its essence and just the essence. It's not going into detail. Ramah praha hanumantam atmanam purushottamah vatsa hanuman tvam bhakto yat prushtavanasi tattaham tham pravakshami shunushva vahito mama avachame tad vijnanam atmaguhyam sanatanam. Rama praha Hanuman. Sri Ram, literally meaning the most excellent, the most exalted and the best human being, here referred to the supreme being in the form of Sri Ram. Also, what does Ram mean? In another way, the one who revels. The one who revels within is Ram. So what is reveling in you all the time? That is Ram. See, this is the beauty of Sanskrit. Here, Sri Ram began to tell Hanuman about his Atma, which is the true identity, the pure and real conscious self of an individual. He said, "O son Hanuman, O son, you are my sincere and ardent devotee. I shall answer the questions which you have asked me. Who are you?" Now see, Hanumanji, when he went, naturally he is going to ask, who are you? Before Ramchandraji says, I am the Dasharatha Nandana Ram, Kausalya Nandana Ram, he is giving his true identity because he knows who Hanumanji is. He says, where are we? He says, who are you? You ask me, who am I? Listen carefully. The secret and mysterious but marvelously fascinating and profound knowledge about the Atma, when it says in bracket soul, soul means what? I have told it many times. What is the difference between Atma, the spirit, and the soul? What is the difference between it? So, wrong. Atma is one. Atma is immaculate. Atma is of the nature of light. What is soul? Atma along with memories is soul. Atma with identification is soul, which you see in movies going from one body to the other. Atma cannot go from one body to another. Only soul can go. But it is the word Atma or soul is used very freely in our scriptures. So you have to know where it is used in what context. So this secret and mysterious but marvelously fascinating and profound knowledge about the Atma is truthful. Atma is truthful, it is universal, it is immutable, it is irrefutable, and it is eternal. In other words, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa. It should not be divulged to anyone. That is, it should be given to only those people who are eligible and competent to acquire it. Otherwise, they will mock at it, deride and ridicule it in their utter ignorance. Meaning, they will disrespect it. Meaning, you give them the knowledge. See, what type of students are there? Some students are, once you tell them, and it grabs their imagination, and they will not stop till they reach the set destination. Then there are others who begin. They are called Prarambhashur. They begin, but they want continuous motivation by the teacher to remain on the path. They are not self-motivated. Continuous push. You are doing very well. Oh, you understood it very well. You are sitting very well. You are meditating very well. और जब तक तुम वेरी वेल बोल रहे हो तब तक ठीक है. जहाँ बोल दिया कि नहीं ठीक नहीं चल रहा है, फुस, then you have to catch a flight. So this is one type. The third type, the lower one, is that they are not at all interested. They are not at all interested. Worst type are they disrespect whatever good is going on. See? Disinterested is okay, understood still. But worse is that if something good is going on, they disrespect that. Just like Ravana. Ravana knew what Atma is. Ravana is well educated in the scriptures. Ravana knows the Vedanta completely. Yet, what did he do with the rishis? See? Why? Because I am the Trilokapati. How can these fellows be happy? How can these fellows also be Trilokapati? Because he knows rishis, munis and saint sages, they can reach that point. So he started feeling competition. Atma is not for competition. Contemplation of Atma is to see the oneness in everyone, not become competitive with anyone else. So here it is told that then why are we teaching to everyone? Why different teachers teach everyone? The scriptures, why it is taught to everyone? Because in today's time, the ability to focus for any person is very less. Watch yourself. After satsang what happens, before satsang what happens. You are not able to sit calm for one moment also. So that fickleness of, इसीलिए बंदर की तरह गोरों ने बोला है कि we come from monkeys. Because they recognize we are like that. So we are not able to sit quiet for even one moment with ourselves or with the name of the Lord or with continuously we want to do something. कुछ नहीं करना है तो खोल के बैठ जाएंगे फोन को. वो भी नहीं कर, उतना समय भी नहीं अपने आप को खाली रख सकते. तो आजकल के महात्मा कहते हैं यार इतना सब कुछ चल रहा है तो चलो देते हैं, कोई ना कोई तो मिलेगा, क्योंकि ये तो अवेलेबल नहीं है. इफ पीपल आर नॉट अवेलेबल बट दे आर शोइंग दैट दे आर इंटरेस्टेड, दैट इज हिपोक्रेसी. उनमें से कोई तो एक आएगा. सो व्हेन दे टेल द ट्रूथ, it's not going to because see, truth is to when the satsang is said, it is to invoke something out of you. That invocation is if you are available. Only to them it will get invoked. Those who are not available, what will happen? Any of the three. या तो you will फर्स्ट वाला तो आएगा ही नहीं, डिस्ट्रैक्ट करने वाला आएगा ही नहीं. दूसरा वाला, they will go to sleep in the class. Third person, he will begin, yeah, that's fantastic. But after the day, satsang is over, chalo, let's go to shopping. And very rare few are there, very rare, who will, when they listen, they say, yes, I need to make this shift in me, in myself. And they will self-motivated. They will not stop till they reach the goal. Our Vivekananda said, stop not till you reach the goal. Uttishta jagrata prapya varanye bodhata. Kathopanishad it comes from there. Arise, awake and stop not till you reach the goal. Satsang is to invoke that within you. But you have to be available. You have to be interested. Hopefully, listening to some satsangs, we get interested. That interest then converts into deeper interest. That deeper interest converts into commitment. And that commitment leads to self-motivation. That's our hope. That's what is keeping us going. Because you are there or not there, satsang goes on. There is one person or 10 people, 100 people, satsang goes on. Whether there is a holiday, we are in a holiday or we are at Glen Waverley, if someone has invited home to do the satsang or we are on Zoom, satsang goes on. Nobody is paying me for doing it. But we are self-motivated to do that. But all this, not only to teach others, it is to teach this mind first. This is the first student. Yanna deva vijananti yatantopi dvijatayaha idam jnanam samashritya brahma bhuta dvijottamaha na sansaram prapashyanti purvepi brahmavadinaha guhyat guhyatamam sakshad gopaniyam prayatnataha. See, what I am telling you, in some places it's practiced to the T. Even when we were studying in ashram for 2 years, towards the end, last 4, 5 months, all the Upanishads were taken. When the Upanishads started, Swamiji used to make us close all the windows. Even a bird cannot come in. But that's how the Upanishads have said it should be. So he was following that. In many ashrams it is done that when Upanishads are taught, utter secret. Secret means, you will see, another thing happens. When a teacher is teaching, the eyes of the teacher or the attention of the teacher, Guru Maharaj, automatically goes towards the person who is more available. Automatically goes. Not because resonance is happening. Someone is available and someone is delivering and someone is wanting it so eagerly, so madly that they are available. They are absolutely still. तो उनको भी मजा आता है, तो गुरु महाराज को कि अरे कोई बाकियों की ऐसम की तैसी, जो बैठा है, जो अवेलेबल है, उसके अंदर डालो, और he gets inspired to put more, to share more. So here, this supreme and profound truthful knowledge is not even known to the gods and the upper classes of people in society. Why not gods? Gods are too fickle in their mind. Gods are too fickle in their mind. वो एक जगह पे रुक नहीं सकते. Because there, what is heaven? What is heaven? Where all your desires get fulfilled instantaneously. साला इधर इतना पापड़ बेल के एक घर बनाया, वहाँ पे सोचा घर आ गया, फिर सोचा नहीं ये क्या घर खरीदा है, I want a palace, even greater, कटक आँख खोली, ब्लिंक किया, घर रेडी. So it is like that. So when all your desires are satisfied, can you put the light on? So when all your desires are getting satisfied, will you want divinity? Forget it. Nobody wants Narayana. They are all busy satisfying their desires. So you have money in your pocket, you have the ability to get whatever, acquire whatever you want. Will you think of Lord? So you come here, you go to Europe, you go to this place, you go to that place, you go on cruise, you do this, you do that. But are we remembering the divine or only getting lost in that? तो दोनों करना है. अगर हो रहा है अपने आप तो होने दो, पर फिर सत्संग पे you have to be committed to that. And a point must come where everything drops away. Then Swamiji, why has it not dropped you yet? Why you have not dropped traveling yet? Why have you not dropped cruise yet? Why have you not dropped Bali yet? Why have you not dropped Char Dham yet? Why have you not dropped Kailash yet? Well, this question will appear. If I am saying it, this thought can appear in your mind, isn't it? नहीं आया. हाँ, तो what happens? देखो, what happens is, पहले लड्डू दिया जाता है कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी, यार रिसोर्ट पे जाके भी स्पिरिचुअलिटी हो जाती है, क्रूज पे जाके भी स्पिरिचुअलिटी हो जाती है. हाँ, फिर वाइल डूइंग हार्ड वर्क कैलाश तक, अरे बाप रे कैलाश इतना पैसा खर्च करके इतना चल के उधर भी स्पिरिचुअलिटी हो, यानी सत्संग हम कंटिन्यू रखेंगे. और जैसे जैसे जो बंदा उसमें से सिंसियर होता जाता है उसको फिर ट्रीटमेंट मिलनी शुरू हो जाती है. देन द करेक्शन स्टार्ट्स कमिंग. करेक्शन if because that person is available to change. If the person is not available to change, उसके प्रति उस टाइप का अटेंशन होता ही नहीं है. तो हाँ हु ये करेंगे वो करेंगे वैसे करेंगे वैसे करेंगे. बट दोज हु आर सिंसियर फिर उसकी तरफ अटेंशन जाता है, फिर उनको करेक्ट इफ दे आस्क द क्वेश्चन. इट्स नॉट दैट कभी कभी अंदर से इंट्यूटिवली द टीचर टेल्स दैट यू डू दिस, मे बी इट विल हेल्प. Choice is in the end yours. See? तो ऐसे ये सब समझना है. ये सब तो यहाँ पे बोलते हैं कि गॉड्स, दिस नॉलेज इज नॉट अवेलेबल टू गॉड्स, दिस knowledge is not available to upper classes or people in society who are intelligent and wise and are supposed to have a better and higher level of understanding and intellect than people lower down in the rung of social hierarchy. Meaning, even if you are a Brahman, how many Brahmins do you know?
All the sages are there.
Today, are Brahmins living like a Brahmin? They eat meat, they drink alcohol. They are not Brahmins anymore. Are they pursuing Brahmana? He who pursues the truth, he is called Brahman. Who is pursuing the truth? They are bloody all hypocrites. I was also one. Because by birth we are Brahmin. But I was doing everything everything opposite to what Brahmin should do. But एक दिन घंटी बज गई, फटाफट, because sadhana was going on, mistakes were happening. But it kept correcting, kept refining. अभी ब्राह्मण को भी छोड़ दिया हमने. You have to go beyond the varnas. So we must not remain stuck where life has put us. We have to keep aspiring to be the ultimate. For that, if you keep succumbing to your memories, if you keep succumbing to your desires, if you keep succumbing to your default settings, you will never grow. You have to always present yourself situations which are out of the ordinary. If you don't, that's what I told her. She says, Swamiji, I have got fear of snake. I said, if you are available, then we will try and overcome it. And she put herself in a situation which was uncomfortable. So when we are sitting in meditation or doing japa, इधर उधर देखते देखते राम राम राम, नहीं, एक जगह बैठे हो, चुपचाप बैठे रहो एक जगह पे. चैलेंज योरसेल्फ. इधर भी बैठे हो, sit in one position Without moving, challenge yourself. Every moment challenge yourself. Not one day. Then growth happens. Then stamina comes. See? Then stamina comes. Your stamina comes. First you have one child, you learn. Then your stamina has increased to take care of husband also and child also. Then you have one more. Stamina increased. Once upon a time 10, 10, 12, 12 children were there. Stamina. So similarly in sadhana also, it will not happen just like that. Just watching breath. Remember we are doing Om and watching breath with the attention on the third eye. It will not happen straight away. If it happens, you are very lucky. God's grace is there. But otherwise you keep doing it. One day suddenly it will click and you will not be able to forget it. If continuously, whether you like it or not, your attention will be on the third eye and the awareness of the breath will be there all the time. उसी तरह से मंत्र भी हो जाता है. See? So it is not because you have become wealthy, it is not because you have gained secular knowledge, it is not because you have studied the Ramayan and Upanishads, it is not because you have by-hearted the scriptures and you can quote left, right and center. All this is not a qualification for a seeker. Because seeker wants his mind to be empty. He wants to be the witness. If this comes along the way, it's good. But if someone is, कितने लोग हम जानते हैं कि श्लोक लेफ्ट राइट सेंटर कोट कर देते हैं, पर उनसे मतलब पूछो, वही घिसा पटा जो wherever they have heard, that only they can tell. That also not correctly, because they don't understand the difference between Atma and soul. They don't understand. They have never made an attempt to understand. See? This I am not saying to condemn anyone. It is for us to, the point is that we have to keep growing. With the foundation that we are essentially perfect. Growth is of the mind. Mind grows. Consciousness is perfect. So we are essentially perfect, but because we are communicating, we are thinking, we are an emotional being, we are an intellectual being. Mind and intellect is the same equipment. It is not convinced yet that it is of the nature of consciousness. So we have to undo the mind and intellect. We have to re-educate the mind and intellect. That is all this process of satsang. Just थोड़ा सा करके कंप्लीट करते हैं, and then if this knowledge is acquired by making diligent efforts and sincere commitment, then it elevates an ordinary Brahmin called a Dvij to an exalted and senior stature which is equivalent to that of Brahma. Now, why only Brahmin? Haven't you known Valmiki ji is writing. It is his own direct experience. He was a murderer. Valmiki ji की भी story है. He was a Brahmin. He was a teacher of of scriptures, and some thieves kept some loot in his house, and the king threw him out of the kingdom. And he kept pleading, I have not done it, I am not that type of person, but the king would not listen. And he says, now I will teach this kingdom a lesson and the king a lesson. Anyone who goes out, he used to loot them and kill them. And he became that way because of the actions of the king. He was forced to become that way. Well, in the end it was his choice, but because he had done the Veda Parayan and the scriptural Parayan, and he used to teach, he used to study, he used to meditate, all that he was done. Somewhere it was going to bear fruit, and it bore fruit as Naradji coming into his life. And when Naradji came, his life changed. He was from a Brahmin, he became a murderer. From a murderer, he became a sage, Valmiki. Dekho. So don't condemn yourself कि हमसे नहीं होता. We think, read, no? We keep talking about this is not possible for me, that is not possible for me, this is impossible. कभी शब्द मुंह में आने नहीं चाहिए. आने नहीं चाहिए. Let maximum what you can say is let's see what happens. Keep it open. Why you want to lock in that it's not possible? Because once you are locked in, then the possibility of growth is not there at all. You already put the lid on it. So keep it open. Let's see what happens. अगर मैं जैसे last year I went to Kailash, my hip was hurting, and I said, let's see what happens. I'll take the medicine. Let's see what Lord wants, what He has plans, and took the medicine. What you call Nurofen. चलते गए. I was absolutely fine and comfortable in not doing the charan sparsh. But ठीक है, सबको गुड बाय बोल के आ जाते हैं. वो गुड बाय क्या बोलने गए, वो खींचता गया, खींचता. He kept pulling, and there was no pain. There was no pain. But that, if I had said at the bottom itself in Dirapuk, no, I'm not going to go up, bhaiya, I've already got so much pain, I don't know what will happen, I cannot come down, I cannot do. We brainwash ourselves by our negative talk to ourselves, isn't it? Maximum we speak to ourselves in our mind, not to others. What is the quality of communication with ourselves? Positive or negative? Best communication is take the name of the Lord. Let that be the communication. Okay. Or या फिर सत्संग. If this knowledge is acquired by making diligent efforts and sincere commitment, then it elevates an ordinary Brahmin called a Dvij. Dvij means twice born. वो जनेऊ पहनते ना, so Brahman, Kshatriya and Vaishya, they are able to, they can go wear the जनेऊ. But you can raise yourself even above that, because we get Raja Rishis, we get Brahmanas becoming Rishis and saints and sages. We have in our India Kshatriyas who have become Rishis and saints and sages. We have got Vaishyas who have become saints and sages also. See? Kabir Das ji was a weaver. Gora Kumbhar was a potter. Namdev ji was a tailor. Huh? Vishwamitra ji was a Kshatriya. Modi was chaiwala, OBC. But today he is there. Then this to an exalted and senior stature, which is equivalent to that of Brahma. That is, a person who is aware of the knowledge pertaining to Atma and Brahma becomes more respected, revered and honored even among those who are generally given respect by the society. In fact, they attain the pinnacle of spiritual elevation by this knowledge and are worthy of special honor. It's not that no realized master goes and says, hey, give me honor because I have got realized now. No Mahatma will ever go and tell that. But don't challenge him. Don't challenge him. Because he can do, depending upon how much power he has. If Krishna is a person who has that type of power, he can make or break the world. Just by thought, he can do it. He can invoke any potentiality. Similarly, there are many saints and sages. One saint told Birla, if you promise to build temples of Narayana, Vishnu everywhere, your lineage will become wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. Till today, Birla family keeps building the Vishnu temples everywhere. Every year, some temples are being constructed. The day they will stop, their fortune will go down. I'm just giving one example. So like this, if you read Sai Pothi, if you read Gajanan Maharaj Pothi, so many examples are there. And this way, but what happens is, a person who is established in Atma, established in the self, he has a different aura around him or her. People, just like when we put the light on, darkness goes away. When you come in the presence of a person who is established in the Atma, without him doing anything, your cobwebs of the mind, your doubts, your confusions become settled down for some time when you are in their presence. You feel good. You feel happy for no reason. You feel accepted as you are. You feel you are not being judged by anyone. Their scolding also is love for them. If they keep them away, that also, it's okay. They're not there for personal thing, but whatever. So that recognition, as people come, get just like a flower doesn't say, please bees, now I have become a flower, please come and take nectar from me. Flower doesn't announce. It just opens up, and the bees start, and the fragrance comes, and the bees start coming and taking the nectar. Same thing is with these Atma Gyanis, or those who are established in the self. And those where automatically the people get attracted, people find. And it's not necessary that a person who has a great number of thousands of people are going, so he knows the Atma greater, and the person who has got no person going, he doesn't know the Atma. It is not like that. That is based on Prarabdha. That is based on, not Prarabdha, sorry, I take those words back, is based on Lord's grace. What's Lord's wishes? Whom to send where? Everyone is not for everyone. See, we'll conclude. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा करके, here it says, what is the Dvij? I already told you what is the Dvij. That once you take the Janeu, the Upanayana ceremony is done, the threads are worn. After that, you should start chanting the Gayatri. Then from the complete mantra, Gayatri is also 3 times. People only know Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam. Anuradha Padwal wala tune marte hain. So that is one Gayatri. The other Gayatri is only Om, U and Ma. That is Tripada Gayatri. And there is Ekpada Gayatri, which is only Om. So again, what was the rule? From many to one. As you grow, as you expand, as you become focused, from the long mantra you come to one mantra, the single mantra. That should be our focus in life. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.